Why landlords should be investing in multifamily real estate in Ontario. My name's Daniel Hale. I'm a licensed real estate agent and investor, and I want to talk to you guys about why you should be investing in multifamily real estate. I help a ton of landlords make better landlording decisions on this channel, and this is going to help you guys protect your assets, your money, and help you make better decisions. So make sure you subscribe if you're a landlord. Now I'm gonna give you 5 reasons, starting with the first one, the Ontario Tenancy Act. It sucks, and a lot of landlords can run into a lot of problems if they don't understand the Ontario Tenancy Act and how to work around this so that you can protect your finances. So you as a landlord need to make smarter decisions. It can take about 6 to 8 months just to evict a tenant at the landlord and tenant board if you have to go that route. So when it comes to multifamily real estate, if you have multiple units that are all paying you rent, a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, an apartment building, you are getting rent from multiple different units. Now, if you have one door, meaning a condo, a townhouse, a detached home, with only one tenant in it, if that tenant ever stops paying you rent, you are now floating the entire property while you are going through the eviction process, which unfortunately I have seen happen many times. Now you're floating that property with 0 rent, you're waiting for the landlord and tenant board hearing, and you're also waiting for the sheriff to come to evict that tenant. Now it does suck no matter what when your tenant stops paying you rent, even with a multifamily property. However, if one tenant stops paying you rent, all the other ones still are, which are still paying your expenses and still paying for that property. So you can rest your head on the pillow at night, relax a little bit, and know you will get that tenant evicted. You'll turn that unit back over, get it re-rented to a better tenant that's paying you rent. Which means multifamily properties gives you better protection on your investments. Number 2, my favorite one, cash flow. Cash is not king, cash flow is king. The more cash flow you have, the better. And multifamily residential will give you cash flow. And the more units you have, the more cash flow you will get, which can help pay for other things in your life, like your groceries, your car, certain things. Those types of things I don't personally like to pay on earned income. I like to take my earned income, invest it into real estate that gives me cash flow, and the more cash flow I got, the more bullshit you can buy, or just keep investing it. But don't buy stupid things on your earned income, use your cash flow. So multifamily real estate investing will give you more cash flow. It's also extremely hard nowadays to get cash flow off of just one door, like that condo or that townhouse that I mentioned. You're gonna need to put a lot of money down, just to get cash flow on that property. Otherwise, it's gonna be in the negative, because after your mortgage, property tax, and insurance, you're gonna be in the negative because the rent is simply not gonna give you cash flow with today's interest rates. You need to be a savvy investor and go after multifamily properties at good deals so you can get that cash flow. Number 3, the value of a multifamily property is heavily based off of its income. How much rent and income is that property bringing in? Which we just saw during the market crash with a lot of residential properties. They declined about $100,000, $150,000 to $200,000 in value. That sucks, you lose a lot of money. But if you have a multifamily property with high rents, the bank is gonna value that property off of how much income it's bringing in, and each door becomes more expensive to an investor. So if you are to sell it, you're gonna make a lot more money. So it's important, if you have multifamily real estate, keep up with your rental increases. Keep up trying to turn each unit over to get the tenants out, renovate it, rent it at market value. This is just gonna keep bringing you more and more money, and overall raise your net worth. And if you keep doing this on multifamily properties, you're gonna be surprised at how quickly your net worth increases. Which also means you can scale a lot quicker. Number 4, your refinance. you can refinance a lot easier on multifamily properties, which allows you to scale. If you are buying a multifamily property that currently has lower rents, that means you're gonna get a very good deal on this property because of what it's valued at with those rents. Are there any vacancy issues, any rent issues? Which you do need to understand, if there's vacancy issues, it could be a location problem. We'll talk about that in another video. But let's say the rents are low. Maybe this landlord's owned it for 20, 30, 40 years, and he's happy because he bought it super cheap, but those tenants are not at market value. So when he does sell, he's not gonna get the full value of what it's worth, but you're gonna get a deal. So you're gonna buy that property, then you're going to do cash for keys to the tenants to try to get them out. Then you're gonna turn over those units. Maybe you do cash for keys to evict the tenants, renovate those units, spice them up a little bit, get them at market value. Once they're at market value, this could take you 1 to 2 years, but you'll see the increase of appreciation big time based off just those rental increases. Now, you can go back to the bank. The lender is gonna take a look at what you've done. They're gonna see your lease agreements, and they're now gonna value that property a lot higher, which means if you want to, at that time, you can do a refinance, pull your money back out, and buy another one. This is how people scale to a massive portfolio, and this is why multifamily residential is gonna make you way more money and help you scale a lot quicker. Number 5, the mortgage qualification. In Ontario, in Canada in general, you want a mortgage, you're gonna go buy your first condo or buy a house. We all know you guys are investing, so you've done that. They want absolutely everything. You gotta do 20%, you gotta show them all your income, your bank statements, your credit score, stress test, all of that crazy stuff. So as an investor, it can be a bit more difficult to scale when you're buying a bunch of different residential properties. And it's also a lot harder to manage your portfolio, by the way, because you have a bunch of them scattered all over the place. When you just have a big apartment building, it's a lot easier for you to manage. But anyways, staying on the mortgage topic, for multifamily residential, the lender looks more at the property that you are buying than you yourself. Of course, you have to have the down payment, but as long as you have that, the lender is gonna look more at things like an environmental site assessment, what the current rents are the tenants on a lease so they know how long the tenants will be staying there for that rental income, a property inspection, are there any major issues with that property, what upgrades, that's what they'll look at. So you have a lot better of a chance to qualify. The only thing is the mortgage qualification does take longer than normal residential properties, but it's worth it and it's a lot easier. So if you're a landlord in Ontario, you want less stress, more money, which is why you should be an investor anyways, I highly recommend you invest in multifamily real estate. And if you need any help with your portfolio or purchasing more multifamily real estate, just give me a call, shoot me an email, or send me a text, and I'll see you landlords in the next video.